This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, and we're there to double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, and pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. All right, it's going to be another quick hit entitled, and as you can see, I cannot survive on $260 a week. All right, the grinder shall cease. United States retail and fast food workers strike. All right, let's get into this article. It says, workers in America's fast food and retail sectors who worked on the front lines through the dangers of the pandemic. All right, you see the word. I'm not gonna say it for purposes of this video being striked. It says are continuing a trend of strikes and protests over low wages, safety concerns, and sexual harassment issues on the job. Right, and as we see city of confusion being broken down, man. All right, we see a lot of places crumbling as far as financial means goes, and we see it as far as the media wise. We see these companies, Family Dollar, Dollar General. I mean, a couple months back they had a huge rat infestation throughout the several branches. I believe it was Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, different states, surrounding states. A rat infestation and the branches of Family Dollar, man. And that's just one of the many things that have been going out through the media, showing you that the society and its labor force is crashing. All right. But it says the pandemic has incited a resurgence of interest and support for the U.S. labor movement and for low-wage workers who bore the brunt of risk. All right. And ultimately, we know when this whole pandemic set the stage, it was due to the will and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But the things that followed after was great death, all right, loss of employment, all right, and a whole shift in the society, shifting people from actually being on the job site to now they may be virtual. Now they may be half on the job site, half virtual. A lot of jobs shifted. Wages went up, wages went down. Stimulus checks were given out, all right, as we know. But here's what the scriptures say. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, in a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Now, who's the keepers of the house? These so-called elites, man. These higher-ups, which rule the society from behind the scenes. Okay, and they're ruling the society from behind the scenes to ultimately crash and burn economically, financially. It's going to burn religiously, government-wise, and military, man, ultimately. All right, but this stock market and the whole financial sector and job wages, whether people could get employed, actually their starting pay, things like that, human resources, what you would say, is coming to an end, man. All right, and the keepers of these houses are trembling because they know ultimately that what they've stored up in America and the merchants and the commerce, all right, is coming to an end, and they're not going to be able to milk this place anymore. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. And this is what this is going into. The grinders are ceasing. What does it mean by the grinders? The workers, man. The labor force. They're ceasing because of this. All right? And it says it right here. It says, I'm going to highlight it real quick. All right. It says, workers in America's fast food and retail sectors who worked on the front lines are continuing a trend of strikes and protests over low wages, safety concerns, meaning what? They're ultimately getting paid less, and they're having to work in strenuous safety conditions because of what? No money going through the corporation, all right? And then the frontline workers are saying, well, all right, well, my boss, he's getting his check, I'm getting my check, everybody's getting paid, everything is okay. But ultimately what's going on behind the scenes is they're unplugging Salaki, they're unplugging whatever corporation that is. And ultimately, it's being seen on the front line. That's why there's safety concerns on the jobs, because they're on a budget now. They're tight. There's not enough money to get cups. There's not enough money to get bags with their names on it anymore. And what we've been seeing is, and I talked to the brothers about it, because I saw a UPS van, the so-called brown boys, and the guy was driving. He had a uniform on. It was a brown uniform. but the van was an unmarked van. It was all white. I'm like, man, they couldn't even afford to put the actual UPS on the van, but it just goes to show you those small things like that. Show you that this place is crumbling. Let's read a little bit more. It says, the pandemic has incited a resurgence of interest and support for the U.S. labor movement and for low-wage workers who bore the brunt of those risks. All right? The unrest also comes as corporations have often reported record profits and showered executives with pay increases, stock buyback and bonuses, with workers receive minimal pay increases. While workers receive minimal pay increases. So the executives of the company, meaning what? The higher-ups, the CEOs, the CFOs, the company managers, branch managers, things like that, they receiving pay increases, stock buybacks, and bonuses, while the workers receive minimal pay increases, the ones that are at the front, so-called front of the house. Because that's how American corporations run their businesses. They say, okay, you're at the front of the house, means you're actually visible, you're taking orders, and it may seem like you have importance, but no. It's actually being run behind those, by those behind the scenes. Salakia. All right? Let's get this real quick. Just to go further into it, man, because ultimately, this society in America was built upon the backs of you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. It was built upon the sweat, blood, and tears of you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. Therefore, what? This society is going to be burnt down and casted into oblivion by those nuclear missiles due to the transgression of those same people, man. All right? It says, Haggai 1:6, ye have sown much and bringing little. Right, because ultimately, the average American, I was watching a video, it said the average American doesn't have I think it was like 60% of America. It was either 60% or 40%. One of those of Americans have $1,000 in their bank account. So, don't have $1,000, Salakia. So, that's a living testament to this verse right here. It says, ye have sown much and bringing little, because you work from check to check. You trying to make ends meet just to go back on the word. Just to go back to work and deal with the strenuous safety concerns, sexual harassment, like the article read, man. All right, it's just it's nothing but madness, man. This place is a society built on confusion, man. All right, and the Most High is gonna turn this place right side up. It says, ye clothe you. So like it says, ye drink, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Right, man, when you earn wages and put in a bag with holes, you don't actually see what you've worked for. You have nothing to show for it, man. That's what these American workers are griping about, man. That's what they're protesting about, striking about. The title of this article says, I cannot survive on $260 a week. Right, man. Let's read a little bit more. It says, let's get a little testimony from one of the workers. It says, the unrest also comes as corporations have often reported record profits and showered executives with pay increases, stock buybacks, and bonuses, while workers received minimal pay increases. Workers at billion-dollar corporations from Dollar General to McDonald's still make on average less than $15 an hour, while often being forced to work in unsafe, grueling conditions. Less than $15 an hour. And there was an article that I read, I told it to the brothers, that basically police officers are being paid $13 an hour, man. And what does that say? That says that, first off, that's like they would say, unhumane conditions for that type of pay. You're risking your life and you're getting paid $13 an hour, and that tells you what? That these police officers, they're human, man. All right? They have families too. They have lives to live. All right? They have their health to worry about. So when Jacob Trouble breaks loose, all right, they're going to be walking off of the force. The force is not going to be stopping them from quitting and leaving that job, man. $13 an hour on top of the Karagma about to be implemented in the society fully. But it says Ashley Sierra worked at Dollar General for 2 years and makes just $11 an hour, while only receiving part-time hours. A mother of 3, she relies on family members to barely make ends meet. My weekly paycheck is no more than $260 at max. I have 3 children. I cannot survive on $260 a week. It's just not working. It needs to get up to at least $15 an hour. The bottom is $15 because we work so hard for so little. Hey, Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Work so hard for so little, man. The lady is saying it right here, man. The spirit is undefeated, man. She said, you work so hard for so little, and that's what America is, man. Slavery is bitter, man. It says, ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. That's right, man. Ultimately, the Most High is going to destroy America and these wages. The wages of the wicked, man. All right? The wages of sin. All right? Through the Spirit, man. Lord willing, this summer, all right, this up-and-coming summer is going to be a hot one, man. In prophecy, all right? Lord willing, we get out of here soon. All right, this was a quick hit. I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the Pastor Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, and I'm worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the 4 corners during these last 6 of time. Kwame.